Aaniin, and welcome to part 6 of learning how to grow traditional Anishinaabe tobacco, or SEMAA. So we've reached the point in the growing season where the plant has now grown to the full height and the full mass that it is going to grow to, and now it has moved on to its flowering stage. And basically, all the flower means is that the plant has now reached full maturity and it is preparing to move on to seed to get ready for its following year. So it's basically preparing to die, I guess. And so what that means for us is that it's now harvest season. So while the plant is preparing to go to seed, it is also preparing to die, which means we are going to get the medicine from the plant. So what's going to happen with the flower is the flower is actually going to go to full bloom, and then eventually the flower is going to die and the leaves are going to close in on themselves and create what's called a seed pod. And inside that seed pod can be hundreds of seeds. As the plant is moving into its seed cycle, it's going through what's called its ripening phase. And what happens when the plant ripens is, moving from the bottom all the way to the top, each leaf of the plant will actually turn a yellow. And it's the yellowing leaves off the plant that I am going to pluck and then hang in my house to dry. Now keep in mind, this is just one of the methods that I've researched on how to harvest tobacco. And it's one of the methods that kind of gradually harvests the plant and then also allows you to collect the seed at the end. These kind of drying up yellow leaves on the bottom. This is what I'm talking about. This is that ripening process where these green leaves will gradually, from the bottom all the way to the top, they will begin to wither and then dry. And as a result, you get this yellow color. And so that's a ripe leaf. And so that leaf is actually ready to come off. And so I'm gonna break it just like that. And here we have a partially ripened tobacco leaf. Ignore my solar panel behind me, but this is just a demonstration of just how tall some of these plants have got. Now, some of my plants that didn't grow quite as large are maybe about here, kind of just up to my belly button, but this plant is my tallest plant, and I'm 5'11", and you know, that means that this plant's got to be like over 6 feet, 6'5", and like that's a huge tobacco plant. I have no idea how it got to be that big, but I'm not complaining. Now, I'm not wearing the right clothes for this. So now that I've got all of this leaf from the beginning of our harvest, it's gonna be time now to dry them. And all I'm gonna do to do that is take some twine or some string, and I'm gonna tie a few leaves all together at the top, and then I'll be able to string them and hang them and dry them either inside or in a shed, in a barn, wherever it's dry and warm. So all I'm gonna do to do that is take, I'm gonna choose leaves that are relatively of the same size and just give them a little bit of a shake out, because I don't want to bring any unwanted friends or visitors inside. My gut tells me to go with 4. You know, 4 is a sacred number. We've got our 4 sacred seasons, our 4 circles of life, our 4 hills of life. So I'm going to take 4 leaves just like that, and I'm going to tie them at the base. So I'm going to take some string, and it should look a little something like that. So I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. Oh, I'm falling. So this is what I'm left with after just collecting just a few of the leaves off the bottom of the plant that have begun to ripen. And this is a lot of medicine. So you can imagine what it's going to look like once we harvest all of those plants. This has been part 6 of learning how to grow traditional Anishinaabe tobacco, or SEMAA. I want to thank you for tagging along on this journey, and I'm going to continue to keep you updated on the harvesting process. And then at the end, we will have lots of tobacco and lots of seed that we can work with as a community to continue to grow this medicine, continue to learn about this medicine, and continue to use this medicine. And I think that's the most important part. So, Chimigwech for watching.